Are you struggling to get things done, to get yourself to do things that are important to you? This is part 2 of my series on willpower. Today, we're going to focus on how willpower is a limited resource. You need to understand how it works and what you can do about it. I'm Dr. Chris Friesen from Friesen Performance, where I help you achieve your greatest potential by optimizing your psychology, physiology, and neurology. Today, we're going to talk about how willpower is a limited resource. You can think of willpower as a gas tank or a battery. You start off the day full, and over the course of the day, your willpower tank or battery starts to go down. You're using this limited resource more than you think. Even making simple decisions depletes our willpower. Some researchers refer to this as decision fatigue. Small decisions deplete us. Whenever you're at the coffee shop and you're trying to decide between buying a mocha and donut or whether you should buy a green tea and a protein bar, this is sapping your willpower. Even closing your email window or shutting down your social media feed depletes your willpower. Research has shown that the more we use our willpower, the more energy our brain uses. Our brains are what we call glucose hogs. Our brain's about 2% of our body weight, but consumes between 20 and 30% of our energy needs. When we exert self-control, our brain gobbles up even more glucose. This is why we get decision fatigue, or the idea that our willpower goes down over the course of the day. We have to use our willpower and make more decisions throughout the day. What happens is the brain uses all this glucose and can at times lead to low blood sugar, but it also leads to underactivation of the prefrontal cortex. This is the part of our brain that is rational. It's where our goals and values are. The good news is, when we provide our brain with some glucose, it gives us a temporary willpower boost. Better yet, consume foods that provide you with a slow and steady release of glucose into our system, and that can help maintain your willpower. One problem that people who are highly motivated run into is that they try to do too many things in a day. They're exerting their willpower too much. This can lead to depletion and bad decision making. This is especially true for those of us who are high on the personality tendency of motivation and self-control. I went over this in my previous video. Understand that working on big goals and making changes takes a lot of willpower and self-control. So if you find yourself struggling to keep up with your goals on a daily basis, you may want to check in to see if you're doing too many things at once. You're trying to tackle too many big changes or goals at one time. The solution is to cut back on some of the less urgent goals that you're working on. This will likely free up some of your willpower. After you've engaged in a behavior for a longer period of time, like getting up 30 minutes early to exercise, the control of this behavior moves from the outer cortex of our brains, which is the effortful part, to deeper parts of our brains that require no conscious effort. When this happens, the new behavior no longer requires much willpower. It has now become an automatic habit. Think of learning a simple skill, like dribbling in basketball or skating. When we first start to learn these things, it takes a lot of conscious effort. For example, if you're skating and you're making a turn and you start to learn to do crossovers as opposed to just gliding, it becomes effortful. It takes willpower to do this. Same with basketball. When we learn to dribble as kids, we often want to travel, which is to walk without dribbling the ball. This is our automatic behavior, but we have to exert willpower and do this over and over again before this becomes an automatic behavior. So anyone who's done these sports knows that when they skate and they do crossovers, they don't have to think about it. Just like basketball players don't have to think or remind themselves or use willpower to dribble. So what does this all mean? Once you engage in a behavior long enough, it no longer requires willpower. You don't have to rely on it. It also means that any new behavior you engage in is always going to be hard at first. It's only once you've done it enough times that it gets relegated to deeper parts of our brains that it no longer requires much effort. So pick your habits wisely. In the next video, I'm going to give you even more tips about how to work around your willpower. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. In upcoming videos, I'm going to go over more hacks and strategies to deal with willpower. So until next time, keep moving forward.